Hello. Okay, I just wanted to go through my host coaching with you. Just because I wanted to sort of, basically what I do is I use the show planner. I've written notes on it, and I literally just work my way through the show planner because it's kind of good guide to kind of prompt you and remind you of everything that you need to cover in your host coaching call. Your main host coaching call where you kind of discuss the recipe and everything. I write all the notes, so that sort of helps until you kind of learn it off pat or whatever, off by heart. But the one thing I would say is I think that one of the things I find really useful is the more you elaborate, I know it takes a bit longer, but explain and illustrate your points, the more people take it on board. So if you say, you need to over-invite, then they'll kind of go in one ear and come out the other. Whereas if you say you need to over-invite because and explain why, then people sort of take it on board a bit more. And equally, you'll see sort of throughout the call that I also say things like, if you need more forms, that's kind of setting an expectation that it's the norm for people to need more booking forms, more sales receipts. So I'm going to fake it till I make it, and do my little host coaching call. So just imagine them on the phone. Right, so hi Rachel, it's Rosie from the Pampered Chef. Hello. I just wondered whether you had time to go through your show through your host pack that I gave you on the party at Linda's house. Just want to go through it with you. Have you got time to do that now? Brilliant. Okay. I need you to have your host pack with you. Have you got that with you? Okay, brilliant. Okay, so I make this call at the beginning of every party beforehand just to make sure we plan the best possible party. So I want to sort of give you a head start on all the things to make it a fantastic party and get you lots of freebies. So at the back of your pack there should be a green coloured sort of A4 piece of paper that says your cooking show planner. Can you find that? It should be at the back of the pack, unless you've been rifling around. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm literally going to talk you through this from cover to cover, just to explain everything that I need to explain. So if you open it up, number 1 says create your wish list. So start as you mean to go on, write a list of everything that you want from the brochure. So write everything down, item number, product name and your points value. So everything in the brochure has a little item number with a hashtag next to it and your points value. Now, I also recommend that you put your page number down the left hand side, because what will happen is at the end of your party, I will calculate your points for you. I'll show you how they're worked out in a moment, but I will calculate them for you and I will leave you to decide over the next sort of 24 hours how you want to spend them. So if you've already got a list of exactly what you want, then it makes it a lot easier for you to work out your points and what you want to use your half price items with. So obviously put the page number down the left hand side. So that's all your freebies. If you need extra paper, don't worry. So write all of that down. Now, number 2, inviting your guests. This is a very important part of the call. Obviously, this can sort of make or break a party depending on how many we get there and that sort of thing and who's there. So just a few tips that I would like to share. First of all, I recommend that you over-invite. You will find that, if you invite 40 or 50 people, you'll probably end up with 10 or 15 because people sometimes are away, they're busy, they're working. And so really you need to aim for as high a number as possible, really, just to sort of get as many people there as possible. I've never had anybody say they've got too many people at a party. And you will find that even when you think you might have sort of 15, 20 people coming, there'll be a few that drop out on the night as well. There'll be people, the car breaks down, husband doesn't get home from work in time, that sort of thing. So definitely need to over-invite. The other thing I would recommend is that you really try and mix up the crowd. Because, for example, if you just invite the mums from school, then when I say to everybody, oh, who'd like to book a party? Then they're going to say, oh, there's not much point really because I just invite the same people that are here. Whereas if you invite a couple of your neighbours, a couple of your work colleagues, a couple of friends, family, hairdresser, nail technician, a couple of randoms off the street, anybody you can think of, but just get a really good mixture of people there and the school mums and everything, then you'll find that they'll all book their own parties for their groups of friends and you get more points for your free products for the more bookings that we get as well. So try and get a good mixture. And the other thing you can do is if you are a bit worried about, not knowing enough people or mixing it up, you can suggest that everyone brings a friend because that way you get a really good mixture of people and it can double your numbers as well. So I would definitely recommend people bringing a friend along with them. Now, the other thing that I really recommend is that you invite people verbally to start with. So I wouldn't recommend doing an email out to everybody or a Facebook event just to start with, because you'll find that if you do that, they'll sort of look and think, oh gosh, she's got like 60 people on here. She's got loads of people coming. Oh, I'll just see how I feel on the night. Do you know what I mean? They kind of start to think, oh yeah, she doesn't need me. Whereas if you invite people verbally, then they're much more likely to attend because you've asked them personally and you want them there. So if you invite people verbally, say that you'd love them to come along, to explain what a fun evening it is, and that they get to try a new recipe. Then obviously, once they say yes, in your pack you've got a sort of 25 invites. So really, I wouldn't waste your time writing them all out. I used to go around the playground handing them out to everybody and people would shove them in their handbags. I recommend that you just give those out to the people that have said yes, they can make it, because then they can stick that on their fridge to remind them, so they don't forget. And equally, you can give them an extra one to give to their friend. So sort of double invite, give 2 invites to each person that's coming who's bringing a friend as well, so they've got an invite to give to their friend, because they're much more likely to come if they've had a personal invite. So there you go, definitely over invite, try and mix up the crowd and get them all to bring a friend, but definitely invite verbally first because it's a lot more personal. So moving on to number 3, a couple of days before, just to remind everybody about the party, just in case they forget, if you haven't been reminding them every day. So a couple of days before, just obviously you don't need to do that verbally, you can send a text or something. I normally recommend saying something along the lines of, can't wait to see you on Thursday, just bought all the ingredients, really looking forward to showing you these amazing Yorkshire puddings, or whatever. You know, if you speak about the recipe, it gets them drooling and they definitely turn up on the night. And if you explain that you bought the ingredients, then they feel a little bit more guilty if they feel that they have to drop out. So, so that tends to work, if something along those lines. But if you remind everybody a couple of days before, that would be great. Number 4, collecting orders from guests who can't attend. Now, obviously, there are going to be some people that can't make it, and that doesn't mean that they can't order to help you with your aim to get as many freebies as possible. So anybody who can't come, offer them a brochure, explain to them that they'll get free delivery, and they can and we'll send them the recipe and everything afterwards as well, so that they're not missing out completely. Obviously, if they spend over £45, I will send you an email with the free gifts for that month as well, so that they can choose a free gift as well for spending over £45. So don't just, obviously not just the people that can't make it, but if you've got sort of friends or family in Edinburgh or Cornwall or somewhere miles away, they can order as well, and it all goes towards your final totals. So for example, if you have got a lot of family down in Cornwall, they can all order. It will cost £5 to have it delivered directly to them. Obviously, if it's over £100, it's free delivery anyway. Or it might be that you're about to see them over the summer holidays or something, so you can just hold on to it for them until you see them. Is that okay? Yeah? See? Family down south. Perfect. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so that works really well in collecting orders. There's 4 spare order forms and 4 brochures in your pack. Now, if you need more order forms, just write up the orders onto a piece of paper, and I will write them up on the evening, or let me know and I can send you some more order forms once you've used those 4. So yeah, and just collect all the orders as many as you can beforehand, because that will really help with your totals at the end of the night. So, just under number 3 and 4, it says love our products, which I know you do. So this is just a reminder to me to explain. There's a couple of other bits of paper in your pack. There's a little laminated black and white sort of piece of paper that says reasons why people join. Can you see that? Yeah. Have you had a chance to have a look at it? No? Okay, well, when you get a chance, have a little read through that. That just explains, obviously, the reasons why people join the Pampered Chef, because it's fantastic. It just gives you a bit of an idea about the flexibility and the pay and things like that. Also, there's a kit credit voucher in there. That's a sort of note-shaped laminated piece of paper. And that's just explaining that if you were to join the Pampered Chef, after your party, you can use some of your points towards your kit. So instead of paying £125, you can get it down to £85. And as you know, it's worth £440, and I know how much you love the Pampered Chef products, so it's worth considering, definitely. I mean, I am really excited about your party. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you again and meeting your lovely friends. But I want to plant a little seed. I want you to consider joining my team because we get on really well. I know how much you love the products. I've been to so many parties already yourself. And I just have a think about it. If you are interested, I can meet you for a coffee a week or so before, and we can go through the paperwork. And then I can give you the bookings from your party, so we can sort of make it a launch show, and we can get your friends on board to support you when you start your business. So have a little think about it. And if you can't, if you decide that you don't want to go ahead with it, then have a think about if there's anybody else you know that might be interested, and definitely invite them along to the party as well. That'd be great. Brilliant. Okay, so have a little think and I'll be in touch. So just underneath that it explains all the freebies that you get. So I know you've had a party before, but just to explain, obviously you get your points. And points make prizes. So if I say to you you've earned 2,000 points at the end of the night, then you can choose whatever you want in the brochure for up to 2,000 points. Obviously you can't go over, so if there's something you want that's 2,400, you can't sort of pay the difference, but that's where the half price products come in. You can choose anything you want in the brochure half price. And literally you could choose, a children's knife for £6 and get it for £3, or you could choose a knife block set for 400 and get it for 200. So anything you want. And obviously we also do those 4 half price sets. So if you love the stoneware, as I know you do, then there's obviously the stoneware set where you get 3 pieces all classed as just one half price item. Or there's the cook's corner, or the baking beauties, or the sealed containers. So have a little look through and decide how you might like to spend your half price items as well. And on top of all of that, once you've used your half price items and your points, you then get a discount as well. And that's unlimited on as much as you want from the brochure, on top of everything else. Normally works out to be 20-25% depending on sales. Obviously you then get 10% off for a whole year. So if you invite Linda to your party, then she'll come along with her 10% discount. And on top of all of that, we also do bonus levels as well that change monthly. So bonus level 1 is £350 in sales, level 2 is £500, and level 3 is £650.